You know, a lot of times we talk about with freshmen that, you know, at some point in their first season they become sophomores. They stop, you know, you stop allowing them to have some of those freshman mistakes and stuff. Where do you feel like you are with some of your young guys, the newcomers, and you know their ability to adjust to this level of basketball?
Well, obviously they're a lot closer. Um, it's just, you know, and I said this in the beginning of the year, we can be good. We just, our margin for error is not real big. And so we can't take plays off. We can't not run back down the floor. We can't, you know, do just things that we can control. There's going to be some things we can't control, but the things we can control, we have to be able to control. We're getting closer. I mean, we're not there. We're not close to being there yet, but we are getting closer.
Coach, you mentioned the youth going into a game like this and how an older team would handle it better. Just talking to Kevin and a lot of the guys earlier this week, they point to that leadership from Juwan, and I mean clearly you see it on the court in game days, but shed a little bit of light of, you know, what it's like practice with him day to day and how much he can help a team when you've lost 3 or 4.
Well, first of all, how could I possibly dispute anything Sweat said? No, Wani has been. He's what you see on the floor is probably more magnified off the floor. He's had the guys over to his house watching film. He's really has done a great job of trying to lead, you know, the young guys, and I think everybody looks to him. And he's been great. I mean, it's I might have told you this before, but I had Tark come in in this 99, I guess, 99, 2000 year, come in and watch practice. And it's kind of like my mother-in-law. You know, he supposed to come in for 2 days, stayed for a week and a half. My mother-in-law came in for a weekend. She stayed for a year and a half. But, you know, he really enjoyed watching our guys, and I had him come in and speak to, you know, the team and that. And he said, you guys are going to have a great team. He said, because when you're a best player and one of the best players in the country, or the best player in the country, is your hardest working guy, everybody else has to follow. And he said, and not that Kenyon needed any more encouragement, but he talked to Kenyon about that. And he said when they got really, really good is when Larry Johnson came in, and Larry Johnson was the best player in the country. He was also the hardest working guy in the country. And you struggle when your best guy is not your hardest working guy, because they have a tendency to follow. You know, so, and I think Wani doing what he's done and working the way he's worked, I think has really helped us.
The fact that you have young guys and that maybe they don't understand the way the Marshall game goes, but that, you know, I'm thinking you really only got 2 guys this year, don't you, that don't understand it. I think Adrian probably does.
I don't think he
Remy and
does.
Devin
I don't think he does.
don't.
Nate thinks it's like Morgantown High, University High.
Yeah.
He doesn't understand it either.
How much of a concern is that? I mean, almost every year.
I'm going to go back to Cincinnati Xavier just for a second. I had to have former guys come in and talk to my guys because, you know, like when Eric played, my 3 starters were from California. They never heard of Xavier. They didn't know who they were. They're from, and everybody's like, "Oh, this is a big game." That's just those little guys across town. And then all of a sudden you experience it, and it's like, wow, you know, this is the real deal. And I don't think, if you haven't played, you know, in the first of all, they referee like it is Cincinnati Xavier, and it's not. You know, it's not close. So they come out and call 75 fouls, and, you know, which they did. But you don't, unless you experience it, you don't know what it is. I mean, everybody thinks so, but you don't know.
You don't think a guy like Harris, I mean,
He played last year.
I mean, he probably understands a little bit.
Who got ejected?
Harris last year.
Aaron did?
Yeah.
Came on the floor.
Oh, yeah.
He probably understands the emotions a little bit, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I guess. But, I mean, how many of those guys are there? Him, Jawan, Sweat. Not many of them.